We are coming to you as the ghost of Christmas Future. I am Christmas Future. Is Christmas Future the scary one?
I think they're all scary.
I want
Aren't they
I want
ghosts?
to. I want to be the fat one that's jolly. Which
That's
one's
Santa.
that?
Different story.
No. Katie,
which one's-
you're a literature person for a living. Which one is the fat one that's... Maybe
I
it's...
really only know Scrooged, so
Okay.
You're
Scrooge.
not an
as a
expert in
verb.
Charles Dickens?
as a
I'm
verb.
not. I'm the
Scrooged.
worst English teacher when it comes to literature.
Okay. Well, I know that the Ghost of that was a joke. I actually do know this. The Ghost of Christmas Past is a like dainty little twink. The Ghost of Christmas Present is like a fat guy that's like a kind of a hedonist and like eating stuff. And then the Ghost of Christmas Future is the one that's like spooky.
And manacles, right? Isn't there manacles?
I don't know what a manacle is, but
Manacles. Oh, that's because I'm an English teacher. Manacles are like manacles are like the things that go on your wrist with chains.
oh yes, yeah. There's manacles. Kermit and Gonzo taught me that. About the about the Christmas Carol. I've never read that book. My name is Dempsey. I am 1/3 of the hosts of Overthinking Games, a Christmas podcast about what video games can teach us. And joining me are Katie.
Hi. I guess I'm the ghost of Christmas future because I'm the oldest.
Yeah, it's sad.
Or
Horrible to
maybe
look at.
Seth is the ghost of Christmas future because the youth is our future. That's what it is.
Seth, what ghost
Seth.
do you want to be?
I guess I'll take the Ghost of Christmas Future.
Perfect. Manacles and all. Perfect. Bah humbug.
Ooh.
Me and my manacles.
Well,
Is that
whatever.
Bob Marley?
Do you think
Whatever
they have
you're
Baja
into.
Blast in the future?
Baja Blast.
Yeah, it'll be a folk drink. Anyways, so we're a video
Not
game.
sponsored, by the way.
Yeah, not sponsored. So we're a video game podcast, kind of, and we are coming to you from the future. So what is happening is that we have a bunch of episodes I have not edited yet that should have came out by now. But we did not want our Christmas episode to come out in February, which means that this episode is coming out before the old ones. So like the ones you will hear next week and beyond were recorded before this. Anyways, so the timeline of the episodes might be wonky. And if it our timeline's kind of weird.
They're used to Marvel timelines. This is going to be fine.
Yeah, it'll be
Good.
fine. Anyways, so we have a bit of a Christmas program for you, or a Christmas and New Year's program. So the Christmas part will be, we're going to do a gift exchange where we each bought another person a gift on Steam. Unless you're Katie, then you make us all look like shit. And buy both of
I
us
just like to
presents for
give
some reason,
presents.
even though we
'Cause I like
agreed to
to.
only. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so we're going to do a gift exchange, and then after the gift exchange, we're going to do like our top 5 games of the year. Keep in mind, this is not a current events podcast, so these games, a lot of them will not be from this year. It's the games for us. With that, but we still need to talk about what games we played over the Christmas break. So I am going to talk about Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which I finished. I rolled credits on, and
Wow.
it's a good game. It's like really good. I think if I am correct, the narrative for this game is that Marvel's The Avengers came out, and everyone hated Marvel's The Avengers. It was like a bad live servicey game with bad monetization, got really bad reviews, and like was really bad. And then like a year or like less than a year later, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy came out, and people thought it was the same thing. So the game did really poorly. But it's not. There's no live service elements. There's no monetization. It's just like a regular like video game, single player adventure game. The writing is fantastic. The action is really fun. You can beat people with literally the power of friendship, which is good. The soundtrack is fun. It's Peter Quill has so much like robot stuff built into his suit or whatever. It almost plays like a mech game where you're like floating and rocketing yourself for a lot of the combat. Yeah,
Cool.
no, it's if you get a chance to play it, it's like the story's about as good as Guardians of the Galaxy's like the movies. It's a little bit like more serialized and like you want to spend more time with the characters because like this is like a 15-hour game versus like a 2-hour movie. So, you know, there's that difference. But like it's really fun and all the voice performers are fantastic and they're different from the movies. So they don't feel like they're weird clones. They feel like they're kind of doing their own thing. Yeah, I was a big fan.
Is it so when I've heard about Guardians of the Galaxy, which I just got for free today off of the Epic Store right before we started recording, so I'm super stoked because I like free games, especially when they're really good. But I was just wondering, is it kind of Mass Effect-y? Because that's kind of what it seemed like to me. Like you have squad-based fighting, and it's in space, and like choices matter.
I've never played Mass Effect, so.
Oh.
I'll kind of, and I do not know how much the choices matter because I'm probably not going to do a second playthrough. So like you do make a lot of choices. You're constantly making like dialogue choices, and then there'll be little pop-ups that will tell you the consequences of your choices. Like you stuck up for Rocket. Rocket appreciates that. Or you know, Gamora will remember you questioning her personal life or whatever. So like I don't know how much that impacts things. How the fighting works is you only control Star-Lord. And then your other squad members have abilities that you can control when they do. And so you'll be shooting and then you tell Drax to do a Drax move or whatever. And a lot of it's like kind of timing those so you have like a good rhythm and then there's like a cooldown or whatever. And then if you build everyone up for a long enough time, you get a huddle up. And it's where like there's like a pseudo like a quick time event cutscene thing that plays, and you all huddle up and you give them a pep talk, and then they get more powerful if you do a good pep talk, and if you do a bad pep talk, they get weaker because you're a bad leader.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's very arcadey, like extremely arcadey, which works really well. Like if you do really good or even mediocre, like the words incredible and awesome will just kind of pop up amongst like the gunfire, which is really fun. Yeah. And the outfits are really fun. You get to like find different outfits and dress your characters up. You get to play dress up, which is very good. I don't know. It's not like, it would never be in like my top 10 games. But it's like a really fun, solid, like good time. It's like a Marvel movie. Like,
right.
Yeah, it's good.
Cool.
Anyways, Katie, what have you been playing since we've last recorded?
I have done 2 24-hour travel days. So I've gotten to play a lot. On my first 24-hour travel day on my way to see my husband's family, I played a game called Pentiment, which on my Steam Deck, which is it's so good. It's in the same vein as Disco Elysium and Citizen Sleeper, where it's dialogue based and choices matter. You're going through very early in the game, there is a murder, and you are an artist who does illuminated manuscripts. So let me back up. It's the 1500s. You are in like Germany at this monastery, working as an illuminated manuscript artist. And you are not a monk, you're an artist, but you're doing like work at this monastery, kind of like on your way to becoming a master artist. And while you're there, somebody gets murdered and your good friend gets blamed for it. So then it's about like trying to solve the murder and get your friend off the hook. The really cool thing about it, there's a few things that are super neat about it. It's first of all, the art style, it looks hand drawn, and the art style is very like parchmenty kind of. It's got a really cool old feel, like those illuminated manuscripts when you look at them like in museums. And then also the dialogue is all in calligraphy. And I ended up actually turning that off because I have old eyes and it was straining me to read like the fancy script. But what's cool about it is that they had so many accessibility features that you could have plain text. You could have it so that the text appears quicker, because I was kind of struggling at first with the pacing of it because it was taking so long for the text to come up. But I was able to adjust all of that to the point that I just really like tuned it in, and I'm super sucked in. And it's taken so many wild turns that I cannot talk about because no spoilers. But it's been a really, really fun experience. So you should check it out, Dempsey. You would love it.
I have a question. What is an illuminated manuscript? I do not know what that is.
So illuminated manuscripts were, like you can see them. There's a really famous one in Ireland actually called the Book of Kells. And it's basically, like a lot of the times it was the Bible, or it will be like culturally relevant texts. But they would, when they copy them back before the printing press, they would illuminate them, which means that they would like put art on them. And so they'd be like illustrated manuscripts, and they would use like gold leaf and like really fancy calligraphy and images and things like that. So it's pretty nifty. And the other thing that I loved about it, when you do have the calligraphy part on, I'm pretty sure that the artist is actually dyslexic, because they would have it where like the D and the B would be backwards, and then they would like quick erase it and fix it, or like they would swap vowels or swap similar looking letters. And I was like, oh, I know what that is. So I just thought that was a super neat little touch, like to have in this, especially for somebody whose livelihood is making letters and creating books. So I love everything about it. I haven't finished it yet. I got a little bit distracted by the other game I've been playing, which is Vampire Survivors. Have you guys played this game?
It's yes.
Oh my God. I was like, I'm going to finish Pentiment on my flight home. This is going to be great. And then I was like, Vampire Survivors, I want to just check it out. I literally played it for an entire 5.5-hour flight. Like, I couldn't focus my eyes anymore because it was so tiny. And I was like, I can't get past 11 minutes. I can't survive more than 11 minutes. I'm really bad at it. But it's so much fun. And you're just like this. I'm like, how is this won a BAFTA? Like, it's really a good game, but how did it win a BAFTA? Because it's like isometric 2D pixel art with, I mean, it's pretty basic. You have a timed weapon that like has like different weapons have special effects, but you don't even push anything. You just move your little guy around and try to avoid the swarms of monsters. And
yeah, and it like revolutionized a genre. Like, it's crazy.
So addicting. I am obsessed. This is like my nighttime game now. And I like, nobody bother me. I'm doing a run. I'm going to get it this time. This is the time. So that kind of... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it's made by a guy that made slot machines. Do you feel that influence?
Yes. This is the time. Yeah. This is the time. It's so bad.
It's my favorite thing about Vampire Survivors is when you hit the 3-item chest and then like the 5 ribbons come out, and it's like,
oh my God,
that's the slot machine vibe. It's like and then all of a sudden the extra ribbons come out and you're like, oh my God.
Yes. And if I can get garlic, I can survive anything. Garlic is my favorite because it creates like this area of effect where the bats just run into you, and then you can just collect all of the little blue experience bubble thingies.
That's the most I've only survived until 11 minutes thing I've ever heard.
You're just mean. What have you been playing, Seth?
No, my answer here is not is not good. I have been in much a swing from last year's top 5 games of 2022. I have been playing an unnecessary amount of old school RuneScape. Which is a complete out of left field game for me. I was watching a YouTube video. Like, it's a game that's always been on the back of my mind. I was watching a YouTube video and I was like, that kind of looks like fun. And then I watched another YouTube video and I was like, I should give this game another shot. And I've played, I think, like 45 hours over winter break.
Nice.
Yeah, I played like it's a good chill game. Like, you just log in and you're like, okay, I'm going to go click rocks for the next, like, 2 hours.
Yeah.
And that's just all you have to do. It's kind of replaced, like, balloons as my, like, chill game. And I need a chill game in my life. So
Well, it's because
that is, like, almost literally all I've played.
you made balloons competitive, so it wasn't chill
did.
anymore.
That said, I have played, like, a little bit of Balloon Tower Defense. I played a little bit of Noida. I played an awesome game called Cobalt Core. It's another, like, strategy roguelite card game, deck builder. It's kind of like Slay the Spire, mixed with FTL, if you've ever played FTL. But, like, a little more narrative, which is really cool. I need to play that game a lot more. I've only played about, like, 6 hours of it, but, like, I could definitely drop another, like, 60 and have a lot of fun with Cobalt Core. I just have been playing too much RuneScape, but I got to get back to it. Anyway.
So how are we going to do this Christmas present opening?
Oh, I have a notification that says you've received a gift from a friend, and I'm dying to see what it is.
Okay, so Katie gets to open first.
Okay.
So Katie,
Yay.
this is for me. And this
Thank
is
you,
a game I have
Dempsey.
specifically told you to play. So
Okay. Pending gifts. Oh, Alba! Yay! I have looked at this so many times and not bought it. Thank you. I'm excited to play this.
it is one of my favorite open world games, and it is one of my favorite photography games. So it's a wildlife photography game. And it's really good. It's about a kid, and it writes kids really well. It's very child friendly.
Awesome.
It has political intrigue and espionage. It's very good.
Nice. Awesome. Well, I'm excited. Thank you so much.
Cool.
I can't wait to play it.
Yeah. Okay, Seth.
All right.
Mine is I'll just do the behind the curtains. Katie got us Christmas gifts right around Christmas.
Weird.
So
No.
I already know what mine is.
Here is what happened. We decided.
Shut up.
We decided as a group that we were going to get one person a present, and I felt like that's a reasonable expectation.
It is.
And then and then Katie got us both presents. So but
She's just making us look bad.
No, it's
yeah,
because
that's it.
Dempsey, you're fun to shop for.
okay. Anyways,
I did it for me.
Okay. So that's why me and Seth will both have two gifts to open up. But
Sorry.
okay, go on, Seth.
We're both gonna have two. Anyway, yeah, Katie got me a game called Dome Keeper. Or wait, am I supposed to be talking about the game I got you, Dempsey?
No, the game I gave you, Dome Keeper.
Oh yeah, Katie got me Dome Keeper. Dome Keeper's a game I'm familiar with, but I haven't played yet. One of my favorite YouTubers played it. It's a weird game to describe, but, like, I'm pretty sure it's like it's kind of like a base building roguelite or something.
It says a roguelike survival miner game.
Yeah.
So,
oops, sorry.
I tried like 3 or 4 different games and I was like, oh, I've heard this is really good. Oh, I've heard this is really good. And, like, I knew that Seth would want, like, a roguelike or something like that, some kind of get good game. And I kept looking and he owned everything. So then I had to really, I have never heard of this game, Dome Keeper, but it has a really good review rating. And that's how I decided. I was like, this is 91% positive. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny because I have heard of it. And I've, like, watched videos of it. So thank you, Katie. I appreciate it. I'll get around to playing it
I
eventually.
hope it's good.
I'm sure it will be. Dempsey, do you want to open up the notification for me?
I thought oh.
Only you get 2 presents, Dempsey. I'm so sorry.
Well, how does that work?
Because
Because
Seth,
Katie got both of us something, and then I got you something,
Oh.
and you got Katie something.
Oh, this works out best for me then, I guess. That's so
yeah,
Yes.
griping.
That's so good. I'm happy. All right. So I got I have Dear Esther.
Yeah.
I've heard of this.
Are you familiar with Dear Esther?
Yeah.
So I was looking back at my Steam library because I have a billion games from forever ago, and I was like, one of these games has to be a game that like Dempsey's gonna like. And I came across Dear Esther, and I literally have never played it before, but it seems like it's mostly like an atmospheric storytelling game.
Cool.
And I was like, this seems like Dempsey's kind of vibe. I did get him a second game because it was on sale. Katie, this one's actually on your wish list. It's Thomas Was Alone.
Oh, yeah.
Which Dempsey should be really good on your Steam Deck. It's a like narrative platformer where you play as a square who's like struggling to have friends who are also other shapes.
Okay, this is good. This is
and
good.
there's like a tall, thin rectangle who has like an eating disorder or something, and then there's this like wide, like short rectangle who also has a separate eating disorder. Like it's a whole, like all the characters are just like geometric shapes. I was like, Dempsey would like this game.
That's.
I played it a little bit. I've never actually finished it, but. I wish I could just gift games in my Steam library and be like, I'm never really going to play this, but you know who would play this? Dempsey. And I wish I could just like give you the game.
I wish I could do that too, because I have games like that as well that I'd love to offload to someone who will enjoy them.
100%. I have some. I think I have some that I think Seth would enjoy more than me.
That's probably true.
I fell off.
I do be out here enjoying games.
I fell off of Blasphemous.
Oh no!
Really?
It's hard.
Yes,
it's really hard, and it's not as fun as something like Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight has a lot more fun factor. Blasphemous is like
that's
I don't
definitely
know.
true.
It's just not as fun.
Blasphemous is tough.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Those are I'm really excited for those. And then Katie also got me Essays on Empathy.
I saw the title and I was like, oh, I mean, right? Have to.
Which it's like a collection of small indie games that are kind of all about like interpersonal topics. And so
really
cool. I'm very excited to and I'm excited to play them. It seems like a very cozy Steam Deck game, and a very interesting Steam Deck game.
And it's gonna be weird probably. So, and it's only got 79% positivity, so you'll probably love it.
I do be liking mediocre games. We'll see.
Cool. Well,
so
thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy New Year. Cool. So that brings us, I think, to our next segment, which is our top 5 roundup.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
So we're going to go around counting down like your favorite listicle, like we're IGN or Kotaku. And we are going to but for this first round, if there's like other categories that we have, I think we should just knock them out now and then build up to the best. So like I know like I had a few categories of like honorable mentions and games I wish I played. I think Katie has like games that she was really disappointed by in her yearly roundup. And so if there's anything else you want to throw in there, right now is the time to monologue about all that. So I will get mine out of the way.
Let us monologue.
So
yeah, I have some monologue games.
Yeah. So honorable mentions that did not make it on the list, but were really good. And again, these are games that we played this year, even if they did not come out this year, because new games be expensive. They be like $60, or $30 for indie games. And so to get everything that's new. So things go on sale after 2 years and then it's easy to buy them. Anyways, so honorable mentions, we got Disco Elysium, which was definitely a highlight of my year. That game is crazy. I want to go back to it eventually. That game is very novel-like. And that paired with Baldur's Gate has really taught me a lot about how I feel about role-playing games. This has been like the year of Dempsey enjoying role-playing games. And Disco
Nice.
Elysium is really, 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 really fantastic sci-fi literature. And then a game called On Guard, which is an indie game that's like a light Souls-light, big parry mechanic, swashbuckling, Zorro type adventure game that really centers around like throwing objects and interacting with the environment. Very cartoony. I highly recommend it. It's fantastic. I love it a lot. I'm not going to say anything about any of these games. These are just all the games that came out this year that I did not play, but I wanted to. So the 2023 games that I wanted to play but did not get to play was Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Mario Wonder, Armored Core, Jedi Survivor, Sea of Stars, Fire Emblem Engage, Lies of P, Hogwarts Legacy, Dave the Diver, Seasons, Letter to the Future, Planet of Lana, Cocoon, Dredge, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Dead Space Remake, Thirsty Suitors, Venba, Juicent, and Undying. And and that is if I had more money, I would have played more of those. Is how that works.
Every narrative game released this year.
Well, no, yeah. And yeah, all of those games I have been like, those look awesome and I want to play them. And so they could have been on this list, but I did not play them. And so that's why they're not on this list. And then,
Fair.
okay, so my actual number 5 game is a game called Torn Away by a Russian studio whose names we failed to pronounce when we reviewed it. But Torn Away is a World War II drama about a little girl kind of going on a cross-international adventure. She ends up in a concentration camp and then hiding from Nazis. It has a lot of like perspective shifts. There'll be first person 3D portions, and then a lot of it's like point and click adventure. And then there's some like platforming elements to it. It's really innovative. The voice performances are great. The platforming is some of the worst platforming I've ever experienced in my life. But everything else about it is really, really fantastic. It makes me love small games from small studios. If you can, just go and wish list it, even if you can't afford it right now, because that helps developers. So yeah, it's a really awesome game. Torn Away is my number 5. Okay, Katie, do you have stuff that you want to get out of the way?
Yeah, so I have a couple of honorable mentions. Persona 5 Royal, because I put in literally almost 200 hours since last Christmas, but I did it in the first part of the year, and then I kind of bounced off after about 165 hours or something, just because it's so long. But I'm probably going to come back to it. And I feel like something that I put that much time into has to get an honorable mention because it really kept me captivated, and it really opened up like the visual novel genre for me, even though it's like an RPG. It made me realize how much I enjoy like text-based interactions. So that was really a cool one for me. And then Pentiment is what I'm playing right now. I talked about that. It's an honorable mention because I haven't finished it yet. So who knows? Maybe they don't stick the landing, but I think that they do. We'll see. And then my other category was the best games that I didn't like. So these are games that are good games that everybody knows are good games, but I just didn't like them very much. Just wasn't for me. So the first one is Breath of the Wild.
That's insane. You're
know.
an insane person.
I know. I tried really hard at the start of the year to play it. I put like 45 hours into it. Like I tried. And
Holy
I bounced
shit.
off
Okay.
and I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it, and I'm not going to play it anymore. And so that's where I'm at with that one. Because I just got open world games just are too big for me. I get lost and I get distracted, and then I don't know what to do, and I just feel like I'm missing out no matter what I do. So the other one was God of War, which I really, really wanted to like. And when we had our guest on, I was like, no spoilers because I'm going to finish it and I want to know, all the secrets and stuff. I didn't like the combat. I thought the combat was really bleh. And it felt slow. I was like, we've been running for hours. Like, when is this going to pick up? Like, the pacing just did not hit with me. So, I know. I gave that one like 15 hours. Like, I really tried. And then
that's an honest try. That's a long
and then
time.
the last one was Outer Wilds. And I gave
God.
that one about I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
you're
know.
killing me. Oh my god.
I know.
Oh my god.
That's it. You guys are never going to hear from me again because Dempsey's going to kick me off the podcast. Outer Wilds, I want everything about it. I love everything about it. I should love. I love the music. I love the art. I love the concept. I cannot get past the fucking mechanics, the navigation, and like getting sucked into a fucking black hole over and over again to the point that I was like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. So I quit.
I think that's the point.
So I quit.
I think that's also the point.
I'm not doing
It's
it.
okay. It's okay. This is the natural, healthy cycle of someone getting into Outer Wilds.
Yeah,
I'm
just give
not
it
even,
another 6 months, and you're gonna
I'm
be
not
like,
even-
"This is the
yeah.
greatest game I've ever played."
I'm not even worried
See
about
next
it.
year.
The the not really getting Outer Wilds to Outer Wilds literally changed my life pipeline is like absolutely a documented thing. I'm telling
Okay.
you. I also listeners, you need to play this game. Do not look up anything about it. We talked about this game one time on the podcast and I edited all that out because I said too much. So go and play this game. Anyways, I'm sorry, Katie.
No.
Oh my
that's
god,
okay.
it hurts so bad.
I know. I'm so sorry. I know. So those are my 3 really great games that I didn't like this year. So are we doing our number 5 game? Is that like our least, like not least, but like working up to
Yeah,
our
that's,
most favoritist? Okay. So my
that's right.
number 5 game is Planet Zoo. It has the most hours of anything that I've played this year, but it's still number 5 because I just get into these like obsessive phases where like I just no life it and all I can do is think and breathe and sleep a certain game, and it's usually builder games. And then so I put 120 hours in over about a month, maybe slightly less, and during the summer, and I was like watching YouTube tutorials and content creation. I spent hours perfecting a bear habitat only for it to be too small for bears. Like I was so into this game. And then one day, like, the spark just fizzled out and I haven't touched it again. But I know that the addiction is lurking in the back of my mind like a germinating seed, and eventually it will spring forth back to the light and I will again no life Planet Zoo. So that is my number 5 game for this year. What about you, Seth?
So I'll give my honorable mentions here to get ourselves started. So I'm going to start with the game I mentioned earlier, which is probably old school RuneScape, which has jumped from, I think, probably my least favorite game I had to experience in 2022 to a game that I put like 45 hours into over the course of like a couple weeks. Because I think I get it now. I don't think I got it before, but like I was introduced to it by a friend who was like, hey, yeah, we can play together. And then he just took us on this like long, obnoxious quest that ended in like a Yo Mama joke. And I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. But getting to like experience the game myself at my own pace has been like pretty cool. And I've enjoyed that. So that's an honorable mention there. I'll give an honorable mention to Armored Core 6, which should probably be on my top 5 if I had played it through. I feel like I don't totally understand Armored Core yet, and I played it a bunch when it came out, and I think I got like halfway through, and then I was like, I don't feel like playing this anymore. And I'm fairly confident I'll come back to it eventually. It still feels like a new game in my mind, even though it's probably like 6 months old at this point. So I'm kind of waiting for the Elden Ring DLC to come out, which I think should be out by like late February, if I had to guess. And then probably after I play the Elden Ring DLC, I imagine I'm going to go back and play Armored Core 6. I'll give my special honorable mention to Warhammer 40,000, which I started playing at the start of 2023 and has now turned into a game that I think is going to turn into a long-term hobby for me. I got my friends into it. I'm into it. I just spent like $160 on like a very large plastic model of a robot. So I could see this game like going pretty far for me. So I'm pretty excited about that. Not a video game, but honorable mention. I will say my top 5 or my number 5 game, but I also think my games are like not necessarily in any particular order. Because I don't really think like that very often. But I'm gonna put it at Tears of the Kingdom, which almost didn't go on the list until Dempsey reminded me. Tears of the Kingdom is such a fantastic game. I think it hits all the notes that Breath of the Wild does and improves a lot with like the building. I remember booting it up for the first time and just being so impressed at like the physics system and the fact that it doesn't just like completely freak out like you're playing Gmod or something. I think it's a game that has endless avenues for creativity. I think it did a good job of like jumping off of Breath of the Wild as a sequel. It was a game that I was very happy to go in and almost 100%. Like I did all of the game has like side quests and then it has like big side quests. I did all the big side quests. The small side quests are like, hey, take this item to this person that's halfway across the map. And I was like, I don't want to do that. But I enjoyed all the other aspects of the game. I did all the big main quests and everything. So yeah, great game. I'd be happy. I think that game could reasonably have some like fun DLC if Nintendo was inclined. And I'd probably buy it and play it, which I can't say for most games.
Nice.
Dempsey, what was your number 4?
Mine are in order. Everything is ranked. Everything's a competition. Everything's a hierarchy. So
Capitalism.
Yeah. So number 4, a game I very enjoyed, a game that made me cry, a game whose solo developer we had on this very podcast. So Master's Pupil will be my number 4 of this year. I think making an art history game is really fun. And it's really up my alley, and it's like just pretentious enough for me to love it. The puzzles were like really good. Like this is like such a pleasant like before bedtime. Like a little bit of light color theory. You get to look at some Monet paintings, hear like a pretty good score, and like it's not too stressful. It's all very abstract. It's just like a really really pleasant, simple experience. And yeah, I cannot wait to see what else Pat Naum has to develop in the future. If you want to hear an in-depth conversation, go back in our podcast feed and we talk about all kinds of stuff. Anyways,
that was a really good interview.
Okay, so Katie, what is your number 4?
I kind of did mine, not necessarily ranked, though my favorite game of the year is number 1, but I kind of did it in categories. So this is my favorite single player puzzle game that I played, and it was The Return of the Obra Dinn, which I had tried to play several times prior to this, and I just kept bouncing off because I was trying to play it with people, and those people were not as interested in it as I was. And like we weren't playing it frequently enough to like remember everything that was going on. So I kept bouncing off. And finally, I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to play it by myself. And I got so sucked into it. And it's a mystery game where you're on a ship and you're trying to I've talked about it before. You're trying to figure out what happened to all of the people on this ship in like 1812. And it's a series of still images with a little bit of audio, and you have to piece together like what happened on this ship purely from context clues. And so it's really about being able to make inferences and being able to notice details and understand how details in one scene relate to a detail in another scene. And once I got into it, it became like this like a rolling stone, just picking up speed. And I started to really understand how the game worked. And it turned out to be just one of the most satisfying puzzle experiences that I had this year. It's one of the most unique experiences for sure that I've ever had. So that was my number 4. What about you, Seth?
So I think my top 5 are kind of categorical too. So whereas like Tears of the Kingdom was probably my favorite console game of the year, I'm going to put my favorite chill game of the year as Bloons TD6. I think for me, like, Bloons has definitely had a bit of a resurgence. Like, it's a game I've been playing for a long time, but I think I've played it a lot more this year. I don't want to say I've, like, taken it more seriously this year, because that sounds kind of pathetic, but, like, I've definitely put, like, more intentionality into how I'm playing it, and, like, being more intentional about, like, hey, this is a chill game, but, like, there's kind of, like, a method to the madness of how I'm playing it. So, and I think for most games, one of the things that appeals to me is, like, the strategy aspect. Is like, okay, I'm going to sit down, I got to, like, figure out how to do this. And, like, that is what draws me towards a lot of games, is, like, because I don't like puzzle games, but I like it when there's a sort of, like, meta narrative to solve.
Like a strategy?
Yeah, like, figuring out the strategy given, like, a limited set of resources. And I feel like Bloons Tower Defense does that pretty well with, like, the different maps and the different game modes. It provides, like, interesting little challenges rather than this, like, grand scale puzzle that you have to solve. Because I'm not good at the grand scale puzzle solving, but I do think I'm pretty good at, like, the small scale strategy stuff. So as far as, like, chill games that are easy, very reliable to just jump into, even I do like the advanced daily challenge sometimes, which is usually just, like, one round, little puzzle to solve. You get a little reward at the end, and it's easy to just jump in, take 5-10 minutes to do, and then be like, okay, I got my Bloons Tower Defense experience in for the day. I could see myself playing a lot more Bloons Tower Defense next year. We'll have to see. So that's kind of my top, like, chill game of the year. Dempsey, what's your number 4? Or 3? Is this 3?
Yeah, we're on 3
3 or
now.
4? What?
Yeah, we're on 3.
Oh, crap.
So I echo everything that Seth said about Bloons Tower Defense. I like to watch it. Well, my roommate is watching reality TV. I will sit next to him and play Bloons Tower Defense. Okay, so my number 3 is Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild was objectively the best video game ever made, besides Outer Wilds.
How are we friends?
And it's insane to be like, where do you take the best video game, like the best video game ever made? Where do you take it? And the answer should just be make it better. That's an insane answer.
Crazy.
But they did it. So that's my number 3.
Nice. My number 3 is Her Story, which is an FMV game, which means that it's, I think that's full motion video. And so it's an actual actress, and it's the best shared gaming experience that I've had this year. It's a single player game where you watch a series of interviews of this woman and try to figure out what happened. The interviews are from, like, the 90s. And you have to use basically, like, Control F, like a search feature, to look for keywords to try to find specific video clips to figure out what's going on and piece it together. And over the summer, while my husband was away, my mom and I played Her Story together. And so I was at the controls, and Mom was next to me with a notebook. And we just had the best time. It took us about 3 days, 3 evenings. And we just had the best time, like, piecing together the clues and speculating. We spent hours afterwards, like, well, what do you think about this? Well, what do you think about that? And, like, trying to piece it together. And then when we finally did finish it, I mean, we talked about it for days. It was such a fun experience to have together and to be able to share. And those are my favorite kinds of puzzle games. So that was a really good time. That was my number 3. How about you, Seth?
Coming into my number 3, I think we're starting to get towards, like, games that I might rank or just consider, like, top games just in general. But, and it feels weird saying this. I don't know what order this is going to come out in. But my number 3 game is going to be Noida. Despite the fact that, like, a couple weeks ago I was like, this game is unhealthy, I should stop playing it. Because Noida is such an interesting gaming experience. It's a game that has some skill and strategy involved, certainly, but it's more of, like, a knowledge roguelite. Like, you're not gonna succeed in this game if you don't, like study it, which is a weird experience for a game to have. And people often talk for Noida about like going in blind and like experiencing a lot of the world yourself and doing the exploration. I think that's bogus. I think Noida is best enjoyed by playing it a little bit and then opening up the wiki and seeing all the things you didn't even know existed, because I think there are things that you would have trouble even finding that they existed, and then unraveling the grand strategy to the game. Because once you sort of know stuff in Noida, it goes from, okay, this is like a traditional roguelite, like I'm just heading down through the floors to like beat the final boss, and it turns into an adventure game that just has like permadeath, with the goal of like you need to accomplish all of these like insane things. So it was a game that for a long time I was like beating my head against, because I was like, I don't understand this game, like I'm addicted to it, but like I can't figure it out. And then it clicked for me, and I got like the big deal 11 orb run, which is like, it's loosely everything that you can do in like a reasonable run, which is like 4 hours, which is crazy, right? Like a roguelite that has like a 4-hour run. But I did everything you could like reasonably do in a single run, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. I haven't played the game since. I kind of like got over the hurdle of like, I'm addicted to this game because I need to figure it out. And then I figured it out and I'm done.
And it was good. Yeah.
And it's good. And I don't have any more desire to play this game because the next achievement is batshit crazy. And there's so much stuff in that game. I literally played, I have to go check, because I played an insane amount of hours in this game. I have 72 hours in this game. I think I literally played like 60, 70 hours of this game in like 2 or 3 weeks. And I think there's easily 10 times as much content. I could jump another 10 times the amount of hours. And probably just like accomplish everything that needs to happen in that game. I have no desire to do it. I'm done. I'm free.
Good job.
Great game. Fabulous now that I've gone and played through it. I'm happy that I did. It's another thing to add to my roguelite category, but super unique game. Anyway.
Cool.
Dempsey, back to you for game number 2.
So my number 2 game of the
Runner-up.
year, my runner-up game of the year, definitely by far the game that came out this year. I think it's not in this group, but in pop culture, I think it's everyone's number 1. It's my number 2. It is Baldur's Gate. I think Baldur's Gate is like a perfect video game. I think it's written really well, not only in like the scope of the game, we're like, oh my God, you can do anything, but also like Karlach's arc is like heart-wrenching. Like her story is like horrifically emotional, and Astarion has like a really like meaningful like character progression, and like Shadowheart, like all their stories are like really, really good stories, and every version of their story is a really, really good story. So it's not just like you have like one good story or 4 good stories, but like there's so many permutations that are all in, like it's so many good stories in this one game. The strategy is like phenomenal. I'm playing on like advanced or tactician or whatever like the hard is. And it's like a blast. I love it so much. It really forces you to use like not all, but like a really wide and broad range of like your magic users and your people who are really good at, like you just have to use everything at your disposal, which has been extremely satisfying. The items play a lot more in like when you're on tactician mode, in Baldur's Gate in a way that's very satisfying. You learn how important Astarion can be, and how important it is. Yeah, I have like 5 playthroughs. I've finished one. I rolled credits on one. I am doing it with friends. It's also a really, really, really good co-op game. like unbelievably fun co-op game. And yeah, it's just like I love this game so much. I am kind of afraid that I'm going to keep playing it until I die. I think that it's that is that is a possibility. I thought like once I finished it, I would be done with it, but I immediately booted up another playthrough, and I was like, okay, I was a druid, now I want to be a paladin. And like I want to do every class, like genuinely. Like I want to go as a bard, I want to go as a cleric. Like I want to do every class. It's I have 230 hours in that game. And I assume I will have more. Anyways, that's my number 2.
Every time you talk about Baldur's Gate, I'm like, I need to get back to it because I really enjoyed it as well, but I never really devoted the time to get into it and to really understand it. So I always want to after I hear you talk about it.
What's weird is it feels like a pop culture game that should not have that much depth to it, but it's like a nerd game. Like it's like a genuine nerd game that just happened to have gotten really popular. Like it's so
like
granular
all
and they're so
people
specific.
Finally saw what we all see.
Yeah.
Like, see, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. And okay, I'm so sorry. Go, Katie.
No, you're okay. My number 2 game is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. And I know I've talked about it several times on the podcast, but I just loved it. You play as I think you're like a Celtic, like sort of, I can't remember what the pick, that's what you are. You're a pick warrior whose lover has been killed, and you are taking his skull, which is apparently like the house of the soul. You're taking his skull you're trying to get to like the afterlife to make sure that his soul is safe.
Okay, I'm going to take my headphones off because I own this game and want to play it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to give any spoilers. I promise.
Okay.
That's it. That's just the premise. Well, that's just the premise.
Okay.
Like, you know that from reading the back of the box. That's okay.
Okay.
And you also know this from the back of the box that she has like a psychosis. So the story is this journey that she goes on, and it's my favorite 3D game that I played this year. I just loved the way that they handle her character and her mental illness and all of the things that we learn about her life. Like, it's just masterfully portrayed. And I found the combat really, really fun. I really enjoyed, like, everything that didn't work for me in God of War is like the things that they had just right with Senua's Sacrifice. Like, I just loved the timing of it and how it felt to wield this big blade, and it was super fun. And then the best part about it, though, was the sound design. So when you play it with headphones on in the dark on your Steam Deck in bed, like I did, it's a very intimate experience. Like, you feel like you are there experiencing what she's experiencing. And there were times when the sound design was so well crafted that I felt like someone was breathing on the back of my neck. Like, it was just eerie. It was so good. So those are some of the reasons why it was just like such an impactful game to me. Like, just the combination of the subject matter and then the execution. It could be my favorite game of the year if I didn't have one more. What do you got, Seth?
So my number 2 game of the year goes to a game that I only played for about 4.5 hours, which is high praise, but it's Papers, Please, a game from 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Something about Papers, Please to me, it's always kind of felt like a cultural game. Like, it's a game I've always known about. And I just never really like bothered pulling the trigger on. And the concept to me is so fascinating. And the game is so monotonous, but it really feels like it connects me better to like the dystopian genre than like any other piece of media that I feel like I've consumed. Like, I've read plenty of like YA dystopian books. I mean, I've read like 1984, like I've seen Hunger Games movies, I've read through them, but like the idea that you work as a border control agent and your job is to like reject or accept people into the country, and you've got like a starving family, and it's clearly like you're in some Soviet bloc era country. Like it just hits, I think, every note for me between like art style and gameplay, and like painting like a pretty bleak picture of a future that I think like could exist in the future, but also I think in many places in the world like has existed before, is like super interesting. Like, hey, here's this like vision of a dystopia, but also it's clearly an analog for like a place in the world that has existed before. And that's kind of like super messed up in my mind. But overall, like I played this game for 4 hours, and it's probably got like one of the greatest like gameplay to time I've spent thinking about it ratios of like most games I've ever played, probably with the exception of like the beginner's guide.
Mm-hmm. I loved
high praise
Papers,
from me
Please
on
as
that.
well. That was almost on my list, actually. I think I put 30 hours into it. It's something about the gameplay loop is addictive. And then the fact that there's so many endings, I'm like, well, what happens if I do this? It's usually bad. Okay.
All right, Dempsey, number 1 game of the year.
So speaking of the devil, my number 1 game came out in 2015, and is a game I played this year, and it is called The Beginner's Guide.
Hey.
That is what I am putting as my game of the year that I played this year. I think the only game for me that like even comes close to like the impact that The Beginner's Guide has had on me is Outer Wilds. I think like it is like up there as like it just asks so many important questions and in such a specific way, and is like no other game I've ever played before. I show it to all my friends when they come over. Like instead of having a movie night, I will have them play The Beginner's Guide. It is tradition to buy that game for guests who are on our show. Like it's made me like excited to talk about video games with people, even with people that don't normally play video games. Yeah, I just like it's such a wildly like good and important and unique game. And like every time I play it, I like get something else out of it. And like so it's a collection of we have a whole episode about it. It's a collection of like these little mini games, and like all the mini games are really good too. And then like the whole thing is really good. My favorite mini game, and I think one of my favorite specific parts in a game of all time is the cleaning section of the Beginner's Guide, paired with the realization about the cleaning section that you get later in the game. Like those two things in concert, like I think about that probably like twice a week. Like just like I'm just like always thinking about like oh man, just like so much. Yeah, and I think I have like 12 hours on it. Not because it's a 12-hour game, but just because I give people my Steam Deck. Yeah. I just give people my Steam Deck, and I'm like, here, play this game. Anyway, so The Beginner's Guide, it's one of the greatest games I've ever played in my life. It's a lot, like it's really accessible. You don't have to know a lot about video games to play it, and you can get it done in like an hour and a half. So yeah, I think everyone should play that game.
That is an extremely
Katie,
good
what's
one. That was almost on my list too. We played so many good games this year. My number 1 is Citizen Sleeper. It is another text-based game in the realm of Disco Elysium. I actually played it after Disco because I was sad that Disco Elysium was over. And I had heard that if you liked that you would like Citizen Sleeper. And I actually ended up liking Citizen Sleeper better than I liked Disco Elysium, which I didn't think was going to be possible. But you're playing as a sentient AI who has escaped from your corporate overlords, and you are on this sort of rundown space station, and you have nothing, and you are trying to figure out how to survive on this space station. And it uses it's text-based. It's not even 2D almost. It's like a map that you're looking at from above, and then you click on different parts of this space station to interact with people. And then there's like little still drawings to show the character interactions. But it's voiced really beautifully, and the music is incredible. Is it voiced? Actually, now I'm wondering, is it voiced or did I voice it in my own head? I don't remember actually if they voiced it or not. I know. This is fine. When I read books, I hear all the voices, so I have no idea now actually that I think about it. But the writing is so beautiful and the storytelling is so well done. And they use a really cool dice mechanic, which is pretty much exactly like the tabletop RPG Blades in the Dark, which I also love, so that success and failure are really on a spectrum, and sometimes failing gives you the most interesting outcomes. And so I just loved every part of it. And the fact that it was an AI as well, which I love stories about AI. One of my favorite books is the Murderbot Diaries by Martha Wells.
Those are great. Those are fantastic.
I read those first, and then I played this game, and it felt like I was getting to live the Murderbot stories. And it was just the best like fanfic experience that I've ever had. So I think that's part of why it was so special to me, because I was like, oh my God, I'm basically that character now, and I get to play this story. And the way that your choices really do matter, because you're on there's only so much time, there's only so much resources, and the things that you don't do matter as much as the things that you do. And I just can't wait to play it again and see how my outcomes change, because it was just so, so good. So that was my game of the year. Seth, what about you?
Game of the year for me, I think, goes to a game I haven't thought about in a while, but when I was looking back through my library, I sort of dredged it out, which is a game we've already mentioned so far, but it's Blasphemous. Despite the fact that Dempsey bounced off of it. I loved Blasphemous. I really love the Metroidvania genre, and I knew it was a game that was popular and well received. It just took me a while to play it. For me, Blasphemous was tough, but I think I ultimately liked the fact that it was a little bit more difficult than Hollow Knight. Metroidvanias, I think, might be a more favorite genre for me over roguelites. They're just a little harder to approach sometimes. So I just enjoy like the exploration aspect and going through. I love the collectathon portions of the game. I actually quite like some of the like weird runbacks in Metroidvanias, some weird like Stockholm Syndrome thing. I like that Blasphemous almost feels like it has like some Souls element to it in a sort of like big way that I don't know if I can properly describe. The theming is absolutely insane, but also like the narrative is super cool. Like it kind of is just a weird game that I think just on average came out above everything else. I think I would struggle to say that it was my like favorite game I played this year, but I think it is like my number one, as weird as that is to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, think like this overall, like its average score is higher than everything else. But like what was my favorite gameplay experience this year probably doesn't go to Blasphemous. It's a weird thing to say, but overall, Blasphemous, great game. I'm gonna play it again at some point. It's just a matter of like, when am I going to come back to it?
What was your favorite gameplay experience? Oh, I put him on the spot. Sorry.
You did put me on the spot.
He's getting a sneaky sixth.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's
it
a
probably
podcast.
is
I
like
have
one
to
of the
ask
games I
questions.
played. It's probably one of the games I played so far already, but I'm just doing a quick like scroll through for my Steam library. I don't know. I mean, like the 11 orb run in Noida was a ton of fun for me, and like closing out that game, I was pretty happy with. Getting all of the black borders on the balloons, like
Your chill game.
beginner maps, was pretty good. Yeah, chill game, quote unquote. Like I think all of the games in the top 5 had notable gameplay experiences for me. But I'm bad at like top
Yeah,
lists.
it's fair.
That's why
It's
my
hard.
lists were.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that was interesting. I was so curious to see what everyone's number one game was. Dempsey's yours doesn't surprise me that much. Seth, yours does surprise me.
All right, fair enough.
But yeah, it's been a good year of games.
Katie seems very on. Like, that does not surprise me.
No,
I
I've
own
been
Citizen
pretty
Sleeper.
consistent. Oh my god, please play it. Please, please, please.
I need to finish Disco Elysium,
Please.
or actually play Disco Elysium.
Also do that. It's God, these games are so good. Like this was my year of discovering like basically like visual novel RPGs. Like I didn't even know this was a genre that existed, and now it's literally my favorite thing to play. Like after Pentiment, I'm like, what can I play next? I'm not sure yet. We'll see.
There's a lot of religious games on this list. Blasphemous has like a religious art style.
And Pentiment
Blasphemous
has a
is
religious
one of the
touch.
most like pretty games I've ever played in my life. Like it is
It
a
Does look
beautiful.
fantastic.
It is a beautiful game.
Cool. Well, I think we did it.
Yeah. So
Could be doing it.
this is I didn't feel like editing anything over the Christmas break, and some of us were out of country, some of us were out of the state. We have not. So this is happy New Year's.
Happy
Thanks
New Year.
thanks for hanging out. We just reached 750 downloads.
Woohoo!
Which means that there are people listening to this. And if you're
amazing.
people that know us in real life, thank you so much. And if you are people who do not know us in real life and only know us through a
Extra
podcast,
thank you so much.
that is awesome. That's so
That's
cool.
crazy.
And so thank you guys so much for listening. The next couple episodes will still be recorded in like November and December because they'll be coming out. But we'll be talking about all the video game stuff. Is this the outro now? Do I do the outro?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do the outro.
Okay,
Thanks so much for listening. This has been Overthinking Games, our podcast about what video games can teach us. If you enjoy our show, if you could leave us a review, that would be great. That helps us out an awful lot. And tell a friend, because fuck the algorithm, as our friends over at Smashing Game Time say. If you have any thoughts or questions for us, if you want to tell us what your game of the year is, you can email us at the email that's in the show notes. And you can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts. We're also on TikTok as Overthinking Games. And so we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for listening. Bye.
Awesome. Bye.
See ya.
Okay. We did a podcast. That felt good to do.